want to address something about the end of the first half of the game. I want to look forward here as much as possible, but I had to address this. I did not watch the TV broadcast. To be all honest, I never watched I never go back and rewatch the TV broadcast. I moved to the next game. The only TV broadcast I've watched this week was Northwestern games. Okay. This morning I was looking at Northwestern, Louisiana Monroe. And I already had looked at the Oregon game. I'd already looked at the UCLA. I looked at the UCLA. I didn't have to go back and look at UCLA again because I watched it last week, right? So I don't watch the TV broadcast. Evidently, something was said about Penn State's time management at the end of the first half. Can somebody explain to me what was wrong with Penn State's time management at the end of the first half? Right? And hear me out on this for a moment. When you're in that spot, you are attempting to move down the field, maximize the possession when you get into the end zone. A, get a touchdown. B, get a field goal. C, maximize the time where they've got nothing left to work with at the end. Those are the three goals when you start that drive. Okay? End of the regulation, Oregon. Penn State drives downfield, scores with 30 seconds to go. That's what you're trying to do here at UCLA at the end of the half. So Penn State goes for it on fourth down. Right move. Right? That's the right move. They don't get it. There's 22 seconds left. The key was they left UCLA with 22 seconds. If Penn State had made the first down on fourth down, then James would have started using his timeouts. Because now you've got 4 new downs to work with here. Yeah, you've got 22 seconds, but you can crank out 4 or 5 plays in 22 seconds. Okay? You can get a minimum of 3 and possibility of 4 plays in 22 seconds because now I've got all 3 timeouts to work with. So that's what you're trying to do. A, I'm trying to score at the end of the half. I want it to be a touchdown. B, I'm trying to score at the end of the half. I'm trying to get a field goal. C, I'm trying to do it in such a way where I leave the opposition with no time to respond. Plus, I'm getting the ball to start the second half. If Penn State had made the first down, and I talked to James about this, so it's not like I don't know what he was thinking. I know what he was thinking. He said, Steve, I would have started using the first downs the timeouts right away after that because now we've got fresh downs to work with. And now we can do it. We've maximized the clock. Now I'm going to start, using the clock. Right? I don't get, and I like Gary. Okay? Gary Danielson. I like him personally. Professionally, I think he's done a great job. Right? We will agree to disagree on this. Okay? I guess he made a statement about Penn State's time management at the end of the half. I believe he did. Okay? That's what I was told. If I'm wrong, Gary, I apologize to you, but that's what somebody told me. Right? I wasn't thinking twice about it on our broadcast because I thought that Penn State was doing it right. Okay, keep going. Okay, make sure you're on a day where you've struggled defensively. I don't want to leave them with a lot of time. Do you?
No.
Right? And
they had their time.
And if they made the fourth down, now you start using your timeouts because now, barring a turnover, they're not getting the ball back.
Right.
Okay? And it gets to the point where it's getting a little nitpicky. That said, the Penn State fan base is passionate.
Sure.
The Penn State fan base is invested.
In a big way. Absolutely.
The Penn State fan base has not only invested their time being there, but the Penn State fan base has also invested their money in being there.
Yeah.
And there's a segment of the fan base that's invested their money to make Penn State competitive. Okay? So I appreciate all of that. James Franklin, Bill O'Brien did a great job of keeping Penn State above water.
Exceptional job.
Right?
Yeah.
Of keeping Penn
No
State
question.
above water.
Yeah.
But as I've said on the show many times, and I'll say it again, if Bill said it to me once, he said it to me 20 times. I'll give you the exact quote because he sometimes he called me Steve, sometimes he called me Jonesy. Okay, he said to me, Jonesy, he says, "Hang with us." He says, 14 and 15 is going to be the two roughest years of this thing. Well, it turned out, as we all know, Bill had the opportunity to go to Houston, and he took the opportunity and went. Okay, it was James Franklin that had to coach 14 and 15 with 63 scholarships with. I think he had, 75 the second year, something like that. Right? He's the one that brought the program. Bill did a great job of keeping Penn State above, phenomenal job of keeping Penn State above water in the worst of times.
No doubt.
James is the one that brought them back. Well, who do I trust to bring this back? Him. Right? That's why I've always laughed about the line of when this is the pros, this is college. They need to hear a different voice. And I've always said, no, it's always the media and the fans that feel like they hear a different voice because they're the ones that are there all the time. The players change over all the time. It's like all these cliches. You're like, no, that's not really true. Look, I'll give you a good example. Florida's a really good program. They've won national championships with Steve Spurrier. They won national championships with Urban Meyer. They brought in Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen did a great job of keeping Florida football really relevant. People may talk about his maybe not his wholehearted desire in the recruiting trail,
right.
Things, whatever. I don't know Dan Mullen at all, except, listening to him when he was doing radio for a period of time. He seems like and TV seems like a great guy. I mean, I don't know him at all. Okay? And now he's at UNLV. And they decided they've had enough. They parted ways with Dan Mullen. What have they done since?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be serious here.
And you've brought in the coach that was the hot coach at the time when we brought Muschamp in.
Right.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. He's the guy everybody had to have. It didn't work. Right? And right now, after it was a great win for them, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
Great win when they won the other night. But you sit there and okay. I'm using that as an example. That's not the only example. Okay? Time to move on from Mac Brown. Exactly what has Texas done since, Jason? Now, last year they made the playoff.
No. Yeah,
last year, let's give credit. They made the playoff last year.
Yeah.
And not only that, they beat Clemson. They beat Arizona State.
With Ohio State, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay? So they got to the national semifinals as well.
Yeah.
But until that moment, what had Texas done? Until that moment, what had Texas done?
Yeah.
Okay? They changed coaches how many times? Okay? Tom Herman's the guy.
Herman.
Right?
Charlie
Strong is the guy. Right? No. They ran through how many to get to this point. Now, Sarkisian, I think, is an excellent choice. Okay? So this has nothing to do with Steve Sarkisian at all. But my point is, how many people did they have to run through to get to Steve Sarkisian? Okay? At USC, How many people have they run through over the years, and they still not sure they found it yet?
Right.
Okay, USC, one of the great brands out there. Mike, John McKay, John Robinson, right? Great brand.
Yeah,
How many
Carroll.
people have they run through Auburn?
Yeah, especially Auburn.
Right? How many people have they
Absolutely.
run through Auburn? How many people have they run through Miami? Okay? It seemed like Howard Snellenberger, Jimmy Johnson, Dennis Erickson, then finally Larry Coker.
Butch Davis
Right.
for him. Yeah.
But Butch Davis, what did he do?
He won the national title.
Well,
He won the first title. Coker won the second. Yeah, I think, right?
No, Butch Davis didn't win a national championship.
The guy before Coker, I'm trying to think. Coker won them both?
Coker won one.
They beat Nebraska. Well, Davis was the coach that, they should have played for a national title in 2000. That was where Florida State got the BCS ranking above them. But Davis was a good coach. But
Right.
Coker took the team further.
He was a good coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he didn't. So they only won. Yeah, they won the title. And
Okay. But what have they done since Larry Coker? Which is 2002 was the last national title game they were in. It was Ohio State, right?
yeah, lost that game.
Okay.
Yep.
They've never played in the ACC championship game. How many people have they run through there? Right? I mean, I'm just giving you examples here of people like they're running through coach. Okay. For whatever you want to say about Jim Harbaugh, they stuck with him. All those losses to Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all those losses to Ohio State. Then they finally get it, and they get to the playoff, and then TCU blew them out.
Yep.
Okay? I go, okay. Right, but they stuck with him. You kind of sit back and say, okay, I think you have to have a perspective on what's going on everywhere else. I mean, what's going on everywhere else? You know, I know Ed Orgeron had some off-the-field stuff. I got that. But they bring in Brian Kelly. What's LSU done?
Right.
How many coaches?
And Orgeron was.
Right, I know.
Yeah, he had a low. My goodness, that team. I mean, granted, it takes a coach to have that team together and those egos
together.
You have
to recruit it.
Absolutely. But man,
recruit
that team was.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, they're loaded and stacked.
Yeah,
I mean,
completely.
you can hit lightning in a bottle with a Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
Right? But the complaint down there is he's 1-6 against Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one being a national title, though, which I
Right.
think he excused a little bit.
Right. Oh, no,
Yeah.
of course. No. I'm not.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm not downing Kirby Smart
No.
at all. No, okay.
No, but that doesn't happen often.
You've got to take a long,
Doesn't
hard
happen
look
often.
at what the top programs have done.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah, they've gone through.
Right?
Absolutely.
And you're sitting there like going, well, okay. I mean, yeah, I think the jury's still out on. Now, Nick retired.
Yeah.
Right?
And
So Nick
jury's still out on
Saban
DeBoer. Sure.
retired, okay?
Yeah.
So they didn't drive him out.
No.
You know, they didn't want him to leave.
No.
But in this era of portal, NIL,
Just didn't want to do it anymore.
right? Didn't want to do it anymore. Who can blame him? You got a guy here who has adapted and navigated it,
Yeah. Which
Right.
the guy in Clemson is not.
right? It's had two
In my
bad,
opinion.
It's had 2 bad weeks. Okay? And
Yeah.
you know, this is you've got a guy that's throwing his heart and soul into this thing. And I'm talking, I don't know how he keeps his schedule during the week. I really don't. Now, I realize that certain things are built in, using recruiting, helicopters, and so forth to maximize his time. But he's constantly taking time trying to take care of the present while taking care of the future. I mean, and is the fourth winningest coach in all of college football since 2016, since the start of 2016. The fourth winningest coach.
Next win, he's going to be the second winningest coach here in history.
Yeah. I mean, he's tied for second right now.
Tied for
Right. I mean, you know, you're tied with me with how many shows we do. That'll be broken next week.
That's right.
No. Right. But that, when you sit back and you look at it, like, number one, I appreciate how badly you want to get to the promised land. You don't think that Jack Ham and I don't sit there and we want to broadcast the national championship. I mean, don't look at me as, oh, you're being an apologist, the whole thing. You don't think I don't want to broadcast the national championship game? I mean, really? I mean, come on. Get serious here. Okay? So now, I'll ask myself, who gives me the best shot of doing something in my career I would ache to do? This guy. Thanks for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones. Catch the latest from me on the 7 Mountain Sports YouTube page. Find clips of the show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook by searching up 7 Mountain Sports.